2016 was a remarkable year. It would really be impossible to talk about 2016 without first talking about the election. It once again proved that there are a lot of super smart people running around this town here in Washington, D.C. that somehow never seem to be right. First, we were told that Donald Trump would never be the Republican nominee, that obviously he would lose. When he became the nominee, then we were told, well, it was amazing that that happened, but certainly he would never be president, and in fact was such a bad candidate that Republicans would lose the Senate and probably scores of seats in the House. Well, obviously none of that happened, and in an election that truly shocked the world, Donald Trump not only became president, Republicans held on to the Senate and just lost a handful of seats in the House. That's going to create all sorts of really interesting dynamics for 2017. But before I talk about 2017, let's review 2016, because we had a pretty good year. Every year the board sets out a set of goals that it asks AHCA NCAL to achieve, and the good news is that we met most of them. Most important, we achieved a clean payment rule that resulted in a 2.4% increase in our Medicare payments. In addition, we were able to avoid a fair number of landmines over on Capitol Hill of bills that would have cut us that we were able to avoid and in almost all cases defeat. And so all in all, it was a pretty decent year. On the quality side, the work that you continue to do was just amazing. Progress on the quality initiative continues to be achieved, and in fact, our reduction in rehospitalizations has been so dramatic that even CMS came out recently with a report that showed the significant reduction in rehospitalizations and giving credit to us, saying that because of industry efforts, we were able to get it done. Now, this doesn't mean that everything went perfect in 2016. It didn't. Like many administrations, the Obama administration on its way out threw a ton of regulations on every sector, and in particular us. And two things come into mind. The requirements of participation. We worked together and we made it a little better. We got it phased in, but it is still an enormous rule that puts enormous burdens on all of us. And probably even more aggravating to me is the increase in CMPs, civil monetary penalties, across the country, particularly in 3 or 4 regions, that threaten our ability to continue to operate and do the work that we do. That really leads to 2017. I think that because of the election results, we have a chance to get some of this regulatory stuff undone. Donald Trump, shortly after he was elected, said something that I think has to make every operator smile, when he said that for every new regulation that is imposed by his administration, they will repeal too. Amen, and that's certainly music to our ears. We're hopeful that with the new administration, we'll be able to get the requirements of participation repealed or certainly pulled back, hopefully phased in a little bit more and make it manageable for you. Now, there will be some challenges with the new administration. With a complete Republican lineup, it's entirely possible that significant efforts will be made to reform Medicaid. That's something the Republicans have been working on in the past, and now that they have the presidency, the House, and the Senate, they will continue to work on it. We, however, will make our case that the folks that we take care of are the most needy, the most frail, and the most deserving of Medicaid assistance. And our hope is that that message, working together, will prevail. We've been able to win in the past with a very simple formula. First, we felt like we needed to win on the political and lobbying side, and we've been able to do that. We've ramped up our political efforts, and I think our lobbyists are second to none. But political and lobbying are just one part of it. In addition, we need to be right on policy. We need to be the solution. And you've proven time and time again that you are the solution. And the final component to success is that we have to stay unified. We've got to stay together. We're at record membership. We have a unified message on the Hill, and the results speak for themselves. There really is no company in our space that's large enough to do this on its own, but together we are an incredibly mighty force. So while 2016 was interesting, it's now time to turn the page and move forward to 2017. There will be opportunities, there will be challenges, but working together, we can succeed. It is a terrific honor for all of us here at AHCA NCAL to be able to work on your behalf, and we look forward to what we hope will be a very exciting and, more important, a very successful year.